probably heard the saying, prepare yourself, there's a bad word coming, that shit happens, right? I don't usually curse on these videos, but we've all heard this. We've seen it on the bumper stickers, right? Shit happens. It's true. Stuff happens in our lives. It could be shit. It could be a downer. It could look horrible. Or it could be gold. It could be a diamond in the rough. It could be the pearl in that clamshell, right? It's about how you interpret the event. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. It's all about how we interpret what happens to us in our lives. I want to encourage you to stop seeing the shit and to see the gold instead, okay? Shift your mindset from this is horrible or bad to this is something I can learn from, or this is an opportunity to grow, or this is the best thing that ever happened to me. Have you ever heard a cancer survivor say, cancer was the best thing that ever happened to me? Now I'm encouraging you to get cancer, or saying getting cancer is a great thing to have happen. But sometimes people who overcome great odds or great difficulties, they have a car accident, they lose a leg in war, they get a major illness, when they come out the other side of that, they'll say that was the best thing that happened to me. It changes their perspective on life. They learn, they grow, they change. What about people who get divorced and they think divorce is just the most horrible thing, right? This is the most horrible thing that could happen to me. And on the other side of that, they meet somebody fabulous and their life changes for the better. How do you interpret events that happen to you? Do you interpret them negatively or positively? With anger or acceptance? With discouragement or faith and hope? You need to really think about this. I'd encourage you to journal every day about what happens to you, and then go back and read it and start to rank it from 1 to 10 on how negative it is, how much to what extent you see the world and the events that happen to you in your life, your experience, as negative rather than positive. So if you journal about this and you're ranking it, you're going to begin to increase your consciousness about how you actually interpret the things in your life and in your experience. And you can then begin to see how you could see them through a different lens. So begin to think about that. How could I see what happened to me in a different light, through a different lens? And you'll begin to notice that there are things that might be good or that might be better than you thought. And so begin to look for the positive ways to look at things, to look for something good that could come out of this. You know, the silver lining that every cloud supposedly has. Another thing you can do is ask, is this real? So when something happens and you go off the deep end with negativity and hopelessness and all of that, ask yourself how real your response really is, how real your beliefs and thoughts are. You know, it's easy to say, I'm going to die when somebody diagnoses you with cancer, but the fact might be that there's a 90% chance that your cancer can be cured and you'll be healthy again. So are you going down the rabbit hole of negativity and despair and hopelessness? Or can you find a way to see it differently? One way is to evaluate if your reaction is real, whether it's based on reality. The other thing to do, as I said, is to journal and to look for the good in a situation. Sometimes it can be very hard to see the good in a situation, if like we have a horrible accident or somebody dies or something like that, but there's always good in the situation. I recently had to put my kitty to bed. I can't even say it. I had to put my kitty down. I had to euthanize her. And I wrote about this recently to my email list. And that could be, I could take that as something really bad. She was sick. She, isn't it horrible that she was sick and I had to put her to sleep and all of that. But, in all honesty, her quality of life was suffering and it was making my quality of life suffer. And she was in pain and it was better for her to do that. And by doing the right thing for her and putting her to sleep, I actually released a whole lot of anxiety about her. And was I doing the right thing? And, how could I take care of her? And she's struggling to eat and she's limping around and she looks horrible. She's skinny and she lost her hair. And oh my God, what am I going to do about it? bad situation, right? But by doing the right thing, by making a decision and seeing the good in that decision and saying, it will be better for her, it will be better for me, it will ease my stress, and it puts her to rest in a way that is comfortable, and she's no longer in pain, she's not struggling to eat, all those things. So you have to look for the good in almost any situation. The other thing to look for is, how can you grow? I'm going to use the euthanizing of my kitty one more time, not to keep harping on that because it was, there are people who have to watch their loved ones die as opposed to their pets, but those of us attached to our pets, it's hard for us too. But anyway, if you look at how can you grow, for me, I was really looking at the fact that I was struggling to make a really tough decision about the cat. There are other tough decisions in my life I've been struggling to make, and it took a decision, making a decision, and I've written about this before. Making a decision frees you. It gives you control. It changes your destiny. So I could see how by making this one decision, I became much more aware of other decisions I needed to make and how it was affecting me and how it was affecting my future. And so I could see where I needed to grow and begin being more courageous about making hard decisions in my life. So it was an opportunity for me to grow. And now I didn't put the kitty to sleep because I needed to grow. And I didn't put the kitty to sleep because I needed to be free of the situation. I didn't, it was the decision that needed to be made for her. The vet came and said it's her time. And it could have been her time probably 6 months before if I had been courageous enough to make the tough decision. So I had to look at that. So that yucky situation taught me something. And so that's something else to journal about, is how can you see these, look at your reactions and look at situations as a way to grow instead of just some horrible situation. So again, I want you to take the time to really evaluate how you're interpreting the events of your life and to shift your mindset from this is horrible or bad or hopeless or devastating to this is an opportunity to grow. There is a silver lining in every situation. It's teaching me something. But whatever, try to find a more positive and hopeful and growing way to see what's happening in your life. Okay, that's my message to you today. I'm Nina Amir. I'm the Inspiration to Creation coach. I am one of 300 elite certified high performance coaches in the world, and I love to help people get from where they are to where they want to go. I want to help you move through these kinds of perceptions so that you can live your life more fully, so that you can achieve your potential and you can fulfill your purpose. So if that's of interest to you, let me know. And go over to ninaamir.com/free session, ninaamir.com/free session, and download an application for a free 1-hour high performance strategy session or discovery session where we can discuss where you are in your life when it comes to clarity and energy and courage and productivity and influence. And I can help you begin to see how you can move forward with more joy, more enthusiasm, more productivity, more zest for life, and just basically move forward faster than you thought possible towards your goals and towards your best self. I'm also an author coach and a book coach and a blog coach, and if I can help you in any way, just go over to ninaamir.com and you can contact me there. And as a matter of fact, after you've downloaded the application, make sure you email it to me at nina@ninaamir.com, and we will schedule a time when we can get together and do your 1-hour free session. Until then, I'm Nina Amir, the Inspiration to Creation coach, and I hope you begin to see the world in a different way, that you don't see the shit, that you see the gold, that you learn how to be an alchemist and turn lead into gold. And until next time, go out and achieve more inspired results.